What's up, YouTube? John Lawlin here again with another video. Um, Today I want to talk about Christians and secular music. Should we be listening to it? Should we not? And then at the end of the video, I want to give you a few good Christian alternatives to some popular secular music. So to answer the question, I would say yes and no. As far as can we listen to secular music? But I want to leave you some guidelines here, some questions that you need to ask yourself, such as when I listen to this music, do I feel any type of conviction? Is there any uneasy feelings about me, like, man, like, should I really be listening to this? And if the answer is yes, then, well, you likely should not be listening to it. Now, sometimes some convictions may not necessarily mean that it's bad, whereas other times maybe for one person the answer might be okay, yes, and another person maybe not so much. Um, but if you have some uneasy feelings about it while you're listening to it, then well, maybe you should kind of do a little bit more searching. Um, Also, um, the words that they're saying in this music, are they words that should be coming out of Christians' mouth? And I'm not even just talking about cussing. I'm talking about like just the message. Like, is it talking about um, sex outside of marriage, drugs, gangs, just things that should not be present in a Christian's life. And then, plus the dirty words, the cuss words and stuff like that. Is it stuff that should be coming out of a Christian's mouth? And if it's not, then I would say no, that music is not something that should be present in the life of a Christian. Because if we're around negative talk, we're around negative people, we're hearing dirty talk, you know, isn't it only natural that eventually it's going to start coming out of us as well? So if we're supposed to be the hands and feet of Christ, well, I think we should be watching what we're listening to, watching what we're allowing uh, to go inside of us, and and also we should be careful about the type of music that we're listening when we're around other people, because there is a world out there watching us, and if we're supposed to reflect Christ, well, I don't think that listening to music with those types of messages is a very good idea. And does this music that I listen to, does it affect the way that I act around others, the way that I talk to other people, the way that I treat other people? Um, because I do believe that music has a spirit behind it, and so it's very, very important that we watch what we're listening to. So now, if the music doesn't seem to be doing any of that, or if it doesn't have any of those negative types of messages, then well, maybe it's not so bad if you listen to a little bit of it. Because I'm not one of those fuddy-duddies that's like, well, you can only listen to Christian music. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, for the most part, choose to listen to Christian music, but I mean, I listen to some different country artists out there, maybe a few different rock bands and stuff that don't have those types of messages. Now, if it's rap, well, generally I'll lean towards only Christian rap because, well, that's one of the genres out there. It's kind of hard to find neutral uh, grounds, as far as the music goes. Um, so just to give you a few different types of Christian alternatives to different artists, different popular artists. I'll leave you with a few of those. Like, if you're someone who likes Eminem, well, have you ever checked out NF? He's like basically the Christian version of Eminem. They kind of talk about similar types of things, but NF, of course, he's a Christian. He doesn't talk dirty and all that. And I mean, his stuff is lit. Like, I mean, the guy spits fire. He's very, very good, very talented, and he's a man of God. So I highly recommend him. Um, Now, not that Adele is a bad singer. Not that I think her music is bad, but just to kind of give you guys a Christian version of her, check out Lauren Daigle. I mean, like if she were to ever do a cover of one of Adele's songs, I kind of think it'd be very hard to tell the difference between the two. I mean, their voices are so similar sounding. I mean, she's phenomenal. She's become pretty popular in the last year or two. So if you haven't heard of her, I highly recommend her music. Um, Good Christian messages in her songs. Um, the popular rock band 3 Days Grace. I'm sure you guys have probably heard of Skillet, and if you haven't, well, check them out. Um, they have a similar sound to each other. I mean, they're definitely not a boring band. If you guys have never seen them in concert, I recommend it. They put on a show. They're good Christian band, and a lot of fun to listen to and a lot of fun to go see. Um, the Black Eyed Peas, a band that I would say would be pretty similar to them, but a Christian version would be Group One Crew. I mean, they have the guy, the lead singer, rapper, and then they have Blanca, the female, kind of singing with them. So I mean, I think they kind of have a similar sound to the Black Eyed Peas as well. A good Christian substitute for them. And that's just a few to name. I'm sure there's plenty more out there, but I mean, you guys get the idea. So, so to answer the question, as long as the music isn't causing you to treat others differently, speak in a way that a Christian shouldn't be speaking, giving you some uneasy conviction, then I would say that, well, as long as it's music that you would not just have to turn off the radio if Jesus was sitting right next to you, because, well, in reality, he is with us all the time. I think we tend to forget that sometimes. But if you saw him in person and you were hanging out, would it be the music that you'd be like, okay, I can't let him know that I'm listening to this? No, I should definitely not listen to this right now. Then you probably shouldn't be listening to it, period. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please give it a like, and stay tuned for more videos.